Okay, child. Sorry, I apologize.
You got to do what you got to do.
This is why I didn't do it in the freaking front of the house this time. So I was like, I'm gonna try to avoid having the kids, and then, it's part about being a mom, I guess.
Okay, where you at? Country K.
Pardon the fuck. That's his favorite one. Besides
I think his favorite one was the Brady, and
yeah, I was like, besides the grill. Grills are so gross.
Okay, so the topics that I just put these down on notes. So I put basically like the fights and stuff like that. What happened to UFC, and then I guess we had to talk a little bit about the what the fuck moment of Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter actually fighting.
That one was so out of left field. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I remember
had
seeing
no idea about that shit.
The first thing that I saw on Twitter, Lamar Odom wins by TKO against Aaron Carter. I'm like, this is a joke, right? This is
when you sent me that, I had to like reread the names real quick. I was like, that makes no sense.
The one that I saw in the link, it said Lamar Odom, TKO Aaron Carter. No, that is not a typo. I'm like, oh, shit. And I watched the highlights of it, and I was just like, what are we doing? Like what?
Now it's just getting it's ridiculous. Everybody's just trying to get their pennies wherever they can on whatever they can. That like, I swear to God, it's like he was what? I think he looks like 2 feet taller than the man.
Aaron Carter is. I think Aaron Carter is like 5 foot. I think 8, 5'9".
Okay,
Lamar Odom is K's height, if not taller. And you see Aaron Carter.
It was ridiculous.
Swinging upwards.
What was the first thing I said? Let's go back to WWE on Nintendo 64, where you could pick like Rey Mysterio and the Big Show, and it was like, or who the hell ever. That's what that looked like. It was just not even.
It was so bad, and in some ways, it makes me think like this is where boxing has come to. Like this is the spectacles that boxing is bringing out nowadays.
Well, see, I was actually watching a podcast about it this week too, about how like boxing is just gonna be a joke for right now, and that's what it has become. And then after it stops being this joke, it's gonna finally go back to real boxing, because some of these guys might actually become boxers instead of just staying YouTubers and TikTokers or whatever.
Here's the thing, though. It may be a joke to the person who's a natural boxing fan. Like somebody who's been watching boxing and fighting and stuff like that for like I guess a quote unquote purist would look at it, this is a fucking joke. But if you look at it as a casual fan, if you look at it from the outside or analytically or whatever, it may be a joke, but the numbers and money that it's bringing into the sport is unquestionable.
Oh no, definitely.
So it's like, I mean, yeah, I look at it and going like, what the fuck are we watching? But then I go back and I'm like, sitting here bitching and moaning, but what am I doing? Watching it because I got to know what's going on to be able to talk about the craziness on this show. So yeah, it's just
no, definitely. And everything after the Logan Paul and Mayweather fight, everything's just been kind of fucking crazy after that shit too. Like all the drama and bullshit, and then everybody's like, Mayweather's like, hey, he lasted, and I was here to make my money.
When we actually start the show, I have a question about that fight that I want to ask you guys to actually literally think about. Kate, where are you at, man? So we oh, there he is. There he goes.
Setting up my light and stuff.
Okay, he's got himself in the quarterback position now as his background. Like it.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll start this out. Let's get this going. Well, actually, first of all, so I got my topics is the fight. Mad Six, you got the.
I heard all you guys. Like I heard what y'all was saying.
But what do you, oh, is your topic the stuff on
Packers.
Jordan Love?
Yeah.
And Jen?
I kind of just really wanted to touch a little bit more on that boxing subject that we were talking about a little bit more, just because it is a big thing about all this YouTube, TikTok, and everybody else getting into the ring and random fights like Lamar.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. We can keep talking about that. That's one thing that I want to keep doing because actually, me personally, myself, I want to get more into watching boxing and MMA and other kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, this week's just been absolutely nuts for me. And this weekend, like, I've freaking been crazy busy. Have not had any time to fucking watch any type of sports besides my kid. And like, she had her first playoff game this weekend, and it's just been nuts.
I still find it hilarious. She's taller than all the kids on her team, all the boys and everything.
A whole head taller. There was another kid, he was playing catcher this game from the other team, and this fool was a whole head shorter than all the kids on her team, let alone when she came up to bat and he would stand up. She's 2 heads taller than him. He was just a midget compared to her.
So you might want to start getting her into basketball there, John.
She asked about it. Actually, Tina Dang coaches for a private school and was willing to like coach her too on the side. So
hey, if I remember correctly, Tina Dang was the fucking shit.
Oh yeah, that's why I said
she was street balling dudes up in middle school, bro. She had one of the nastiest crossovers. Bro, she would put dudes on their ass. Like,
you got scholarships to Texas and everything. Like, this girl went everywhere. That's why it's like when you guys asked me about ball last week, it's like I only watched women's college ball, and it was because of her and a bunch of other lesbians that I used to kick it with. All ended up getting scholarships to everywhere. Like
Tina's up, bro. I'm telling you, the only thing that held Tina back from making the WNBA, I believe, is because she's short. She's not very tall.
But she'll ball up any dude.
Oh, she'll ball up anybody. I just think, yeah. She would have been. I still think she would have did some crazy shit, but that's not it. But okay, we'll keep going on that. And so I got the notes up here. Let's get it going in 5, 4, 3, 2. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome, episode 71 of the All Pro JAFFO. We're not nameless, we're not faceless. We were born for greatness. While we're breaking it down, while breaking ground at the same time, I am host JP. Alongside me, as always, the lovely group of characters that you also see on the screen here. The best DJ in the whole fucking country, Mr. DJ Mad 6.
Good.
We got the fiery Miss Jen.
Hello.
And of course, the 6'10 beast from the southeast, Mr. Country K.
Konnichiwa, people.
So what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's been an interesting weekend so far, to say none the least. Good thing about what's been going on lately, I guess, since the football has been in the off season and stuff like that, what's given us a lot to talk about has been the boxing and the MMA world. So I guess starting off, just to get right into it, this past weekend, UFC's 263, Israel Adesanya, middleweight champion, the last style bender, one of the guys in MMA right now that's really making some noise, beat Marvin Vettori via unanimous decision. So that means they went 5 rounds, and at the end of it, we could see that Adesanya was just pretty much toying with him. If you look at the highlights throughout the whole fight, it was just, again, unanimous decision. It was all Adesanya. I honestly think he could have put him out at a few points in that fight. He just, for some reason, didn't do it. I mean, but nonetheless, Adesanya is continuing to prove that he is probably the new start of an era in UFC that we're going to be seeing a lot of fighters coming out like him, where it's going to be more almost acrobatic in the shit that he does. Mad Six, Jen, and Kay, and myself, we were talking about it off air before. Like, this dude is literally like it's a cliche and it's been said all the time, but this dude literally is a fucking anime character in real life. He's like a Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Death Note, all these, anime things put into one guy that's put into real life. And he's actually doing what they're doing there in real life. So it brings up a question for me. Is Israel Adesanya, and this might be too early, I don't know, but can he be the next Floyd Mayweather of the MMA world? In a sense of maybe not just record, but the amount of money bringing into the sport, the pay-per-view buys, and maybe even the contracts maybe getting a little bit better because contracts in the UFC, I mean, they're not all. For those of you who are listening to the podcast, Kate screwed up the infamous Floyd Mayweather picture of him getting pissed off at Paul. Dude, that's a great picture. I'm sorry, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Oh, no.
But I decided let's talk about it just a little bit before we get into another fight that actually is, in my eyes, I'm amazed that it's taken this long for it to actually happen, but we'll get into it anyway. But Adesanya, from what you've seen, Matt Six, at least from your opinion, what you've seen from this guy, am I wrong in saying he could be the next Floyd Mayweather of the MMA world? Or is this dude legit?
I mean, he legit, but you got to look at it. It's two different worlds. Like boxing, like, I don't know, MMA is one of those that you just never know. You can be the baddest man stepping in the ring and you just move the wrong way one time. The same in boxing, but all it takes is, one shot. And, that's it. Same with boxing, it's one shot, but it's, it's two different sports. So I think money-wise, definitely, but I don't think, like, record-wise, he definitely won't get there record-wise.
So I guess, like, the closest to, I guess, the Floyd Mayweather, when you want to talk about money and, pay-per-view buys and everything that's been put in it, the only thing that you can compare Adesanya to that, I guess, is the pinnacle point for the MMA world is getting to what Conor was doing for MMA, for McGregor. His pay-per-view buys and everything, the dude was just entertaining and would put dudes down and would back up everything that he would say. And he was just a character in MMA that really lit it up for the UFC because the UFC was going through a time where nobody was really giving shit anymore. It was kind of like going downhill. So Conor kind of revived that back up. So can Adesanya get to that point where he's putting up McGregor numbers, and can he surpass that? And we talked about it before, the UFC contracts. I mean, and like you said, Matt, it's a very different world. I mean, record-wise, realistically, there's more to worry about in MMA than there is in boxing.
Yeah.
You don't got to worry about just a dude's fists. You got to worry about both his feet, both of his knees, both of his elbows, him taking you down, the whole jiu-jitsu, there's so much into an MMA fight that, comparing to boxing, realistically, will he ever be, Khabib retired undefeated, 29-0 in MMA, but other than him, who else has done something like that? How realistically and how, difficult it is to do something like that in the MMA world.
Yeah, so, get to like 50 fights. That's a lot of fights. That's a lot of It's a lot of getting punched in your head and kicked.
So
and,
what would be 50? What would be the so I guess we're doing comparisons. We know that the only similarity is that it's the fight game. It's two guys or two ladies in there battling it out one-on-one, whether it's MMA or whether it's boxing. 50-0, what would be the equivalent to 50-0 in the MMA world? Because if I'm not mistaken, and I'll have to look it up right now.
So I just looked it up, and the longest consecutive wins is 17 in a row by John Jones. And then next is Anderson Silva with 16.
In a row.
That's consecutive wins, though.
But what's the best record? I would assume that's Gracie, because he went undefeated basically his entire MMA career until he lost to Matt Hughes. But Gracie was already well past his prime. I think he was in his late 30s or in his 40s by the time he fought Hughes. But if I'm not mistaken, I think
it's
what
Francis,
does Royce Gracie have?
What's his name? Francis Ngannou, or the last name is Ngannou. Sorry, I'm fucking dyslexic. Last names like that don't work with me. So his is 16-3. But then no, wait, what the hell? This thing makes no sense the way they organized it. I have Dustin Pryor with 27-6, and then one no contest. So this thing makes no sense the way it fucking pulled up.
I think it's talking about.
Yeah, Khabib has the best record, 29-0.
Oh, John Jones is 26-1, and one NC.
Okay, so I'm finding here the best records in UFC history.
Yeah, so Khabib was 29-0 according to this.
29.
And then the next would have been Yaroslav Omosov.
So there's an honorable mention here. Most fights in MMA history, like the total fights that one guy has ever had in UFC history, 316.
But that's from beginning of career, not professional, right?
This
or
guy went
professional?
Professional, 253, 52, and 10, and one no contest. His last fight was on March of 2017. Travis Fulton. That's who that is.
That's ridiculous.
It's insane, is it not? Like, that's holy.
That's a lot. 300 is a lot.
So when it comes to UFC history, there are guys that have in the past, put up big numbers, but nobody obviously has gone undefeated while getting to those gigantic numbers. So I guess it's possible for somebody to go 50-0 depending on their fight schedule, how many fights they take in 1 year, because most MMA fighters, after every fight, it's 6 months until your next fight.
Mm-hmm.
Usually. So you're literally looking at 2 fights a year. So if you want to have a guy to go 50-0 in MMA right now, I mean, are those set rules? Do we know if those are set rules in the, like, it has to be a 6-month period off? It's like in the UFC?
I don't know.
Or is it like whenever you're ready? I know guys have gotten, taken fights on short notice, like weeks or a couple of days short notice. I know stuff like that, but I'm saying in between the fights that you have, does it have to be a 6-month period, or whether or not
sure. Yeah, that I don't know.
Honestly, my guess would be it's just the new wave of athletes and how they just their approach on sports. That's across the board. You know what I mean? Like, it's a new wave on sports. Like, if a player has like a little nick, like, we'll never see a TO in football again play the Super Bowl with a broken leg. We'll never see like a GSP when he fucking was blind out there when he fought Jake Shields years ago. He was blind as a motherfucker, had one eye and still won. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot we won't see again. You know what I mean? Based on the new wave of athletes. So I don't think I won't say that it is, but I have no idea if it isn't. You know what I'm saying?
6 months.
Yeah.
It's 6
mandatory?
months.
It is mandatory.
Yeah.
Mandatory.
Yeah, most organizations have a standard, of 6 months.
So it's a mandatory 6 months, generally across the board. There might be a couple of promotions that are less than that, like the really, really deep in the indies type of scene, underground type of scene. that may be a little bit different, but universally it's 6 months mandatory that you have. So literally you only can have 2 fights per year.
Yeah.
So for somebody to go 50-0 in the MMA world today, you would need to be
25 years.
25 years, bro.
Like 25 years.
25 years of getting your ass beat over and over. Like, it's not going to happen.
Nah.
It's not going to happen.
I wonder if it's my bad. Go ahead, finish.
So again, that brings the question, what would be the equivalent to a fighter going 50-0? Would it be 30-0? Because Khabib did 29-0. So I guess would the standard at that point be 50-0 or 30-0? Or it would just have to be
the record to beat, I guess, technically, right?
For somebody to go in 25 years in MMA to go 50-0, that would need to be, they would need to have every box checked off, as in freak of nature athlete, can go the distance in every single fight, no matter what, fighting deep rounds, is pretty much an expert at everything, striking, submission, defense, everything, and have basically the diet and ability to take care of themselves to an elite level that nobody else can touch for 25 years straight to go 50-0. No.
It's not happening.
Realistically, yeah, it's never going to happen again. So I guess Khabib right now, but even though Khabib went 29-0, did he bring the box office numbers that, somebody like McGregor, like somebody like Mayweather? I'm talking about, you need to have a guy who maybe doesn't have to go undefeated, but has the personality to be able to bring in the numbers. And I guess we also got to look at the contracts. What's a maximum? How much? Because it's all one manager. Boxing, there's different promoters. There's different, promotions, different managers, stuff like that. It's basically an individual. This UFC, it's all one umbrella. It's all basically Dana White, getting a piece of all the fights. So in the contracts, what's the maximum that a fighter is getting? Are they getting a percentage of the pay-per-view buys? Or are they getting, that kind of, because that's where you would have to, if Adesanya is going to be that type of guy to bring in all those pay-per-view buys, to be that type of athlete, they would need to literally make changes in the contracts
honestly,
for that
bro,
to be possible.
Honestly, bro, I think that's based on gravitas. And my point I was going to say when I was saying earlier, but I wonder, they have stipulations for the whole 6 month period for like a fight that only lasts like 30 seconds? Like, you see those outliers where it's like people getting knocked out in the first minute of the fight. Like, do they give them another chance to be like, you only fought for 30 seconds and dude didn't even hit you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, next month
right,
we'll let you fight again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder, do they have those outliers? You know what I'm saying? Because you have a lot of fights where people don't get touched. Like, I gotta wait 6 months.
Yeah, I can understand the mandatory 6 months if you went the distance, or like it was a fucking war,
brutal war.
That fight took a lot out of your soul. Basically, I can understand the mandatory 6 months, but like you said, if dude gets knocked out first 10-30 seconds of the fight, I mean, what damage really? I mean, I guess a concussion because he got knocked the fuck out, but I mean, a concussion you can get over within 2 months, completely. So maybe even less than that.
No, bro, I had got a concussion. That thing was crazy.
I've never had a concussion in my life, so I guess I couldn't be able to say.
I've had two. One was at City, and another I was playing semi-pro ball in 2018. My fucking teammate smacked me, yo. I'm talking about the crazy way. I was making a tackle and I was pulling the running back down. The safety came down hard as fucking lit my shit, helmet to helmet. Yo, I don't even remember the rest of that game, but I was going off.
You played with the concussion.
Yo, the very next play, I got right up. I'm telling you, when I did the highlights, I remember that hit. After that, like the rest of that game, I don't remember the rest of that game at all.
None of your coaches
could
looked at you and went, "There's something off with K."
Well,
something's not completely right. He's playing, but something's not completely right.
In my coach's defense, I'm a little off at the field anyway. I say random shit out loud. Like it's not like
I can vouch. Yeah. No,
it's not like it's not like it's something. It's like, oh yeah, he's normally quiet and reserved at the football field. Then he's just buck wild. No, it's not that. I'm kind of like buck wild at the field, like expressing my emotions and letting out all my, all my shit at the field. That's really my domain. But it was nothing my coaches could see that would just be like, all right, he's out of it. Like I wasn't stumbling. I wasn't like incoherent. You know what I mean? It's like everything was still there. It's just there was no lights on in the house. You know what I mean?
So you played to the point where you convinced your coaches enough to where when you literally were playing with a concussion, they didn't think there was anything wrong with you?
So based on the film, when I got hit, the running back got hurt. That's what I said, based on the film. Because I'm telling you, when I'm going to shout him out because they just won a fucking ring. Kareem, my boy Kareem, he played for the Capital City Fury this past season. They just won. Kareem hit me hard as shit, yo. I'm not going to lie to you. He got a fucking thumper. He hit me hard as shit. To be honest with you, I haven't got hit that hard since Jesse hit me, Carball, in college. Like it's not too many players I can
fucking
be like,
brick wall. Hey, shout out to Jesse. That's fucking brick wall, dude.
Yo, Kareem, I'm telling you, Kareem hit me so
solid
hard. And I'm telling you, like the very next play, because the running back was out, we all were just like just on the field. Because I'm telling you, we got the game footage, so I saw all of what happened, and I was just like standing there. I wasn't talking to nobody. It was like I was just waiting for the next play, and I just played. Like my body just went into autopilot. That was the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
So I mean, so taking that, so we're getting back to like the fighting. So like you said, I wonder if there is. We would have to look that up and find out if there is like an underlying something in the contract that if it's a short fight, because not even a lot of the fights end quickly based off of knockouts. Other ones could be submissions and stuff like that. Just tapping out. You've been stretched and stuff like that. At the point you need to tap out or like break your shit. But other than that, you're fine. Yeah. So I don't know. That would be interesting because that would suck. After a 20, fuck, I have to wait 6 months again until my next. That would be rough. That would be rough, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. MMA would literally have to change their rules and how they would, diagnose, especially the way certain athletes operate. Certain athletes heal quicker than others. Other ones are in better shape than others. They can do things that others can't do. So why, kind of limit that to what everybody, if you kind of have one of those, based on the fighter's discretion, I guess, on how he is or whatever, it's going to have to get to that point for it to get interesting or for somebody to even come close to that record. It's 25 years. Holy shit. That's a stupid amount of time. That's an absolutely stupid amount of time. And when you talk about stupid shit and stuff that actually kind of wastes your time, ladies and gentlemen, Lamar Odom knocked out Aaron Carter this weekend. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Knocked out Aaron Carter in the second round of a celebrity boxing match. Literally, for all of us, this was a complete surprise. We had no idea any of this would be done. We didn't know that there was even going to be a fight. We didn't know that we didn't know. I'm just looking up on Twitter one day, and ESPN had a post with Lamar Odom with his hands up saying Lamar Odom knocks out Aaron Carter in the second round. And Jen, answer me this. We talked about it a little bit, but answer it here. where the fuck is the fight game going when this is the type of fights that they're promoting?
You know, when you're looking at an N64 game, you know, getting paid out, it's a little ridiculous at this point. It's a joke. Yes, it's a joke, but it is making money because it is part of their business. You know, people are paying to watch it. Apparently, you tune in, you see it. There's videos everywhere. You're making money. It's
Did anybody really pay for a Lamar Odom Aaron Carter fight?
Yeah, look at all the promoters.
Okay,
hold on. All the
I'm sorry.
sponsors, all these sponsors that paid for them, and it's ridiculous.
The sponsors and everything fine, but I'm sorry, but anybody's watching. Look me in the fucking eye right now. If you paid for a Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter fight, shame on you. You don't know what you're doing. If you're wasting your money on fights like this instead of just looking at highlights like the rest, because believe me, we got enough from the highlights about that fight that told us everything. There was nothing.
I mean, I'm sure there was fans, right? There was people in the stands. People
paid money to actually watch that fight live.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, where are we?
That was cool. I think it was like
people
cool. Yeah.
What are we doing?
There.
What are we doing, people?
People were there.
Has the pandemic fucked us up that much to where this is what's acceptable now?
It's like, yes, anything. We're just, whatever it is, yes.
I don't care.
I'm down. I don't care what it is.
Bro, capitalists right now are fucking on a high right now because they're just putting whatever the fuck they want out there and it's getting consumed. Oh the American people are looking at sports in a completely different light now. This is unbelievable.
Everything's entertainment now. Like there was nothing. We had nothing. We couldn't be nowhere. Now everybody's like, it's opening up. Let's go.
Everybody's back. Hey, did you hear Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter are fighting? Why? I don't know. You want to go see it? Fuck yeah. Let's go.
I don't know about y'all, but you know, I grew up around people that did drugs a lot. You know what I mean? Like I go to the gas station and see people, you know, doing drugs and, you know, doing different showing their abilities. Let's say it like that. Showing their abilities for money. Whether if it's singing, washing windows, asking to pump your gas or what have you. Yesterday, we saw two people boxing. So honestly, I think people that did drugs or used to do drugs in that mind state are like the best people in the world because they're entertaining, and that's all that shit was supposed to be. Entertaining, because we had two entertainers that no longer do the entertainment they actually got into the business doing, and they were trying something different. I think that shit was cool, honestly.
I think it was cool. Why are you comparing them to people who do drugs?
Oh, because both of them crackheads. Let's get this very understood.
I was gonna say, let's get to that.
Yeah, they both crackheads. We watched two crackheads fight. We watched a 6'10", 6'11" crackhead fight a 5'2" crackhead. Honestly, this is right down what I've grew up seeing. Like two crackheads fighting over a rock. I feel like that's pretty much what happened. Like this was like Dave Chappelle's skit all over again. Like the fact to skit with Joe Rogan. If Joe Rogan would have been there, that shit would have been Dave Chappelle's skit all over again.
Oh my god.
It was like Tyree, I won. Yeah, I'm telling you. That's what Lamar did. He was like, Chloe, I won. And Chloe didn't give a shit. So
well, because Chloe's with somebody else, but damn. No, watching that, you guys can go look at it on the Twitter, the JAFFO's AP, and I put the you got Aaron Carter swinging up. I'm sorry, you don't get any power in your punches by swinging like this. Like so obviously in celebrity boxing, there's no weight class. The weight class doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. It's an exhibition fight. What Aaron Carter literally fell down to the ground after getting punched in the face. Looked up, had his hand on the ground, looked at Odom standing like this, looked at the ref and said, "Why are you counting? Just I'm done. Stop the fight." he looked at the ref and just wait. I'm not getting up. Like what? And then Aaron Carter goes and posts later on. He's like, I fought like a lion. I was like, your and my definition of a lion are two completely different things. Because what I saw, if you're talking about a lion, you're talking about a regular house cat that was dressed up for Halloween in a lion suit. That's what you look like compared to an actual lion, somebody who goes in and fights and does what needs to be done. Dude, you put yourself into a situation where people forgot who you were. I forgot. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even know Aaron Carter was still around.
I didn't know he was relevant. Yeah, I didn't.
I thought he was still in rehab or still doing all that shit that he used to do. I thought he was still in rehab or dead. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's just. I did not. So when I hear Aaron Carter's name, I'm thinking, oh shit, he signed up to do something that's just giving him press, giving him, social media views and everything else like that, for a reason that's probably worse than when he went irrelevant in the first place. So he's not going to be remembered for anybody who did anything crazy. Just a lot of shit that he did was stupid. That's most of the shit that they're going to look at. But this fight, you can't say you fought like a lion when you literally quit and begged the ref to stop the fight. You can't say you fought like a lion when you quit, because that's not what lions do.
Well, the Wizard of Oz did.
So we comparing Aaron Carter to the Cowardly Lion in the Wizard of Oz?
I mean, that's the only lion out of Oz.
That's acceptable. I'll take that. I'll take Aaron Carter. You were the Cowardly Lion, because that's who you fought like. Absolutely insane. But real quick before we move on to the next topics, Mad Sticks and Kay both got their topics, but wanted to give a quick congratulations to Brandon Moreno. He was in one of the undercard fights. It's a co-main event of UFC 263, and he beat Davison. Forgive me if I butcher the name. Davison Figueiredo via rare naked choke for the UFC flyweight title to become the first ever Mexican-born UFC champion. So I was watching the highlights of this fight, and the amount of emotion, not just from Moreno himself, but from the crowd, because the crowd knew exactly what just happened. They understood, the weight of the moment. So when they erupted, and he's literally just standing there in the middle of the octagon, just like soaking it all. Because I'd do the same thing. I was just, holy fuck, this just really happened. To become the first ever Mexican-born UFC champion. And I'm completely surprised that is even a thing now. I'm surprised nobody's done it from back in the day. But there's only one first. And that now in history forever will be Brandon Moreno. So fucking shout out to him. Congratulations to him for a hell of a fight. He was definitely the underdog going into the fight. They had fought each other once before, and Moreno had lost. So going into this fight, it was a big moment for him and pretty much for everybody in that crowd, for the family. He was with his daughter and his wife and stuff like that. So it was a pretty cool moment to see. Joe Rogan was going nuts for him because he understood the moment too. So shout out to Brandon Moreno. Heal up, dude. Enjoy it. You're the new flyweight champ, bud. Enjoy it. All right, Mad Six. What do we got, man? What you
talking about? My Cowboys. It's the Cowboy hour. Dang, 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 dang. Who do you? Nah.
We might have to make that a thing. We might have to make that a thing later. Like when the production of this gets a little bit better, and that might actually end up turning into a thing. But anyways, go ahead.
Now we talking about we've been talking about a lot in the off season about Zeke, what he gonna look like, coming back this year. We know last year he was, just horrible. Not the same Zeke, but all this new footage been coming out from this year at him at training camp. And Dak put out a thing today talking about, he looking real good out there, the best he's ever looked. So, so the videos look good. We'll see how they look on the field, but he's looking good in video. At least he got the weight down. They said he's more focused. They said he came in with the right frame of mind. So, we'll see.
So then what are your expectations then? Because we've talked about it before, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure you said at some point to just get rid of Zeke altogether. But now that but you know what? If I'm actually with you, if he's in the shape that they say he's in, and that he looks like the way he did when he broke out those first 2 years, it's going to be a problem for defenses. It's going to be a problem. He's no longer the 300-pound back that I kept trying to make catch. So he kind of made me shut the fuck up with that one. Yeah. So, yeah, leave it to fucking NFL players, both current and former, to say shut the fuck up to JP, and it working.
Right.
So Marshall Faulk was the first. He definitely wasn't the fucking last. So
I mean, like for me, if everybody come back healthy this year, they can stay healthy, they in good form, I can see them winning the East. Winning the Super Bowl, it's a long shot, but hey, we can win the East. It's a start. We can get over that hump. We need to get back over that hump and get past that 8-8 though. So we need to win the East. At least playoff games, at least 2.
Real quick, this is a very small side note. Dallas is in the South, right? Why are you in the NFC East division?
I
never understood that bracket. That's what I'm saying. I never understood that bracketing. I never understood that I'm sorry. That was just a thought that popped into my head fucking randomly. I don't know how Dallas is not in the NFC South when they're in the South.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just anyways.
The Bucks used to be in the same division as the Packers. That's why we were rivals, because we was in the NFC Central before the NFC South. Yeah. So I mean, things like that happen, bro. Like
I would think if anything, Carolina should be in the fucking NFC East.
I agree with you.
You flip Carolina and Dallas, and geographically the divisions would make sense.
I think when they contorted the standings and brackets, the Redskins, Washington football team and the Cowboys was like good at the time. So they probably just let them put them in the same category. Somebody got to come out because they both just can't keep winning and stuff like that. You feel me? So they probably just put them like that. And we were terrible. So if they put them in the division, it's like the Cowboys are going to just keep winning. You know what I'm saying? We were terrible at the time. But I mean, if they did that now, if they switched that now, yeah, the Cowboys won't get out the division. And honestly, I don't think they're getting out the division now. That's just my 2 little cents.
So what are your expectations, man? Six? What, like, record wise, and I guess playoff wise, because I know that's what you're thinking. But record, what are your expectations for the Dallas Cowboys? What do you expect with everyone basically healthy and back, the draft picks, everything that you guys? If Amari Cooper decides to finally, get off of his ass and play, a full game every single week, if everything is rolling for the Packers offensively and things start to click defensively, which is what they're predicting will be the Cowboys this year, what are your expectations for them?
Hey, Super Bowl, baby. That's my expectation. Super Bowl.
You're aiming too high. You're aiming way too fucking high.
The shit.
I gave you an opportunity
that should be everybody's expectation. That should be everybody's expectation for their team.
Okay, the picture here.
Go to the shit.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm talking about realistic, man, not like fantasy, because you've been saying Super Bowl the last, since we started doing this thing.
And Cowboys been saying that. Cowboy
every
fans
year.
been saying that forever, bro. We're going to Super Bowl, man. We're a Super Bowl. They had 1 year where everybody was afraid. When they went 13-3, everybody was afraid. Like, damn, they might be right this year.
Okay, so your hopes are a Super Bowl. I mean, you expect them with what they have to go to a Super Bowl, at least to go, if win whatever, at least to get to the Super Bowl. That's what you expect them. But realistically, what's the record? Are you going to win at least one playoff game, NFC Championship? What's the realistic goals that you think could happen for this team? Because they're still fairly young.
Mm-hmm.
And the offensive line needs to prove some shit. So, realistically, if you're looking at it the way it is right now, what do you think?
And hold on, can I add on to your question? I'm gonna add on to your question. After the second part, can you display it out like the playoff? Like when you get to the playoffs, what y'all 4 games gonna look like? Because you definitely playing 4. It ain't like y'all finna. Can you talk about like how your 4-game outlook gonna be after you answer Josh's question first?
So realistically, I mean, like, if we can make it to the playoffs, that's what I'm looking at realistically. At least get over that hump. At least win the East. So that's realistic, is to win the East. You have no reason not to win the East. With the East the way it is, you have no reason not to win.
See,
because the
again,
East is whack. The other teams in the East is whack.
Okay, so record-wise, what do you think it's going to take to win the East?
Not much. Shit, you can go away. To win the East, you can go away.
If you say, I was gonna say,
Mike McCarthy. He sounds like Mike McCarthy last year. Sounds exactly like him.
Like Mike McCarthy.
The analytics say we only need to win this many games in our division.
Right.
I just want to let you know in the ASMR voice.
We're trying to give you the opportunity to be a real Dallas, tell them for what they are. I've given my Niners shit for every fucking bullshit thing that they have ever done. Okay? Kay has given the Bucks bullshit for everything that they have ever done. Jameis Winston for everything. Jen, I know Jen is on their ass every single time. You have still been the consistent, typical Cowboys fan. We're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl. You can't win a playoff game, but we're going to the Super Bowl.
You got to keep hope alive.
I mean, there's hope and there's reality. What's the reality? What are you really looking at for this team? Minimum, what do you think is going to happen with this team?
I said at least win 12 this year.
I'm going to need to pull up the schedule. I'm going to need to pull up the schedule.
I wish at this moment we had the tape of when Man 6 was like,
keep him occupied.
Like the Jets.
Keep him occupied. I'm gonna find out the Cowboys schedule.
I wish we had that footage on hand and we could just play it. Like, I promise you, I wish we were all in the same room, like studio type. That would be a great cut to right now. Like cut to memory fucking goddamn wave of massive, I ain't gonna be no bandwagon fan. I'm just like the Jets. I'm like, yo.
You were so fed up with the Cowboys that
Dak was still there.
The second worst team. And this was before he got hurt. Yeah. When he got hurt, you're like, oh yeah, that just solidified everything. That just solidified. I was like, oh man. So dude, that's the realistic matchsticks I want to hear right now.
He said what you should do is just pick up the schedule, pick up the Cowboys schedule and go through it.
I'm trying to look at it.
My question depicts on that because I asked him what his playoff outlook gonna be. If he went based on his conversation right now, right? He's saying that they're gonna win the division. So they got the first week bye if they high division winner, right? Say they lead the NFC as well. Let's just say hypothetically, Cowboys do the same shit they did when Dak was a rookie, 13-3, right? They go 13, let's say 13-4, right?
All right, I got the Cowboys schedule right here. We already know right off the bat.
They win in week 2, not week 1.
We win in week 1 too.
There's a L. That's
so week 1. Week 1 is the first game of the season, Thursday Night Football against the Tampa Bay Bucks, the defending champs in Tampa. That's your first game.
That's an L.
That's an L.
That's an L.
That's an L.
Week 2. LA Chargers.
Gonna win that game.
In LA.
They're gonna win that game. They're gonna win that game.
You know what? Hey, Herbert might pull some shit.
Nope. They're gonna win that game.
All right. Week 3. Okay, so that's 1 win. Here, mark this down, okay? So we got 1 loss and we got two down. So we got 1 loss.
That's 2-0.
Okay, realistically, we got 1-1 so far. 1-1 so far. Week 3, we got the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's a battle. That's a battle. And
in Dallas. It's in Dallas.
Depends on how their corners play on the Heisman winner.
We win that one by 3.
That's realistic. That's a realistic answer, right?
Okay. 2-1. 2-1. Okay. Carolina Panthers in Dallas.
That's
week 4.
That's a W.
3-1 through 4 weeks. Okay. New York Giants.
That's an
in
L.
Dallas.
That's an L. They losing both of them games to the Giants. I don't care what Mastic's got to say. That boy, that coach up there, that boy, the special team coach for the Patriots, been getting the Giants right, bro. I don't know what nobody got to say. I don't care what nobody got to say. You can argue with your parents. The Giants is going to be a team to reckon with this year, man.
So week 5, New York Giants. That's the second loss. That's what, 3-2, right? We got 3-2 going into week 5. Week 6 against New England in New England.
Cam whooping that ass.
Nope. That's another W. Cam ain't whooping shit.
You forgot Gilmore back, right?
That don't matter.
All right. You tripping. Now he tripping. Because I'm trying to figure out who Dak going to throw it to. That's my only question.
New England went back to their old ways of the 2 tight end set because they stacked up on their tight ends this offseason and stuff too. And you don't have the defense, at least proven right now, to be able to stop that. So I'm going to give them an L here. I think I'm going to give them an L here. It may be close. But I think you're catching it. You're catching it L. We got 3-3 going into week 6 already. You got a week 7 bye. So you're 3-4. Okay. Going into week 8. Now, you have the Minnesota Vikings, week 8, in Minnesota.
We got to say it out loud. So that's an L?
No, it ain't no L.
So which one of your corners going to stop the receivers?
You'll see.
Y'all
ain't seen this in action this year. See? Y'all judging based on last year. See? Y'all judging based on last year.
That's all we have. All we have to judge on right now is what you guys did last year and what you've added to now. There's nothing proven yet. That's all we're basing it off of, right? Again, it could completely change. But we're looking at it in a realistic point right now, what you guys have shown and what you have. Yeah, you had a full draft of defensive players, but that's a young-ass defense. Usually defenses that young, on rare occasion, are any good.
For example, my Bucks, our DB's young as hell. All of them. All of our DB's young. If we didn't have the interior that we had, we would be terrible. If we have Vontae, Devin White, fucking Sue, and you know what I'm saying, JPP and fucking Shaq Barrett, like, bro, we would be terrible. So now let's flip to Dallas. Y'all got young DBs, and you got shaky linebackers, and you got one guy that y'all just drafted, what's his name, Parsons? Michael Parsons. Like, he's solid, but we don't know how he's going to play in the league.
So you know what?
Question.
I'm gonna actually.
That's what all my answers.
Now that you say Michael Parsons, even before he was drafted to the Cowboys, I truly believe Micah Parsons is gonna be like he's gonna be a hybrid between. He's gonna be like a hybrid between Patrick Willis and Luke Kuechly.
Kuechly? Yeah,
Kuechly. He's going to be a hybrid of those two guys, the coverage linebacker and the motherfucker and the dude who's going to get at least 12 tackles every single game.
2 different guys. Both of them ended their careers early due to injury.
I understand that, but I'm just saying Micah Parsons is going to be that dude at linebacker. That's why I told Matt Six before when they drafted him. I was like, bro, that in hindsight, that's a pretty fucking good pick. For the defense at least. So
DB. They got no DB.
With the Vikings, you got Dalvin Cook, you got Jefferson, you got Thielen.
And didn't they add somebody else? Bro, I don't know they draft.
I don't know their draft either, but I'm pretty sure. No, I'm still gonna give them an L. So going into week 8, you got the 3-4. Y'all didn't laugh at the joke of them getting the.
Well, they 3-3. They had a bye week, bro.
Yeah, I know, but I made the joke that they were 3-4. Yeah, they lost none. Yeah, all right, I get it.
That joke would apply.
First of all of y'all not backing me up on that.
I can't laugh at the Cowboys. Zeke lost weight. Y'all still got Jimmy G.
I can understand Matt Six not laughing because it's against his Cowboys, but you.
Me? Like, I understand. Yeah, I got it. I understand your hatred.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But I'm just trying to be realistic. Zeke lost weight.
Week 9, they got Denver.
That's a W.
So is that 4-4?
Yeah, because I don't know, because they had lost Vaughn and they lost Chubb to injury, so they're gonna have both of them back, and they got Teddy Bridgewater now, and they Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback makes their offense tremendously better because they got Melvin Gordon at running back, and then they got Judy, like you said. But at the same time, it's still an L for the Broncos.
The
Cowboys beating them.
Tight end that's very underrated in Denver there too. So
the Cowboys
have some weapons though.
Cowboys beating them.
So? Okay, yeah, so we got 4-4. All right, it's already looking like one of those 8-8 type seasons. Atlanta, week 10 in Dallas. They just got rid of Julio. Calvin Ridley's still there though.
They got
that draft pick. Pitts.
Kyle Pitts.
Think a W?
Yeah. Which running back they gonna have? Because Gurley's gone. Yeah. Gurley gone.
5-4.
Yeah.
So 5-4. See, Matt Six, you at least gotta appreciate that we're at least giving you some leeway and realistics on the matchups and stuff here. We're not just doing it to be if we wanted to be assholes, we'd be 0-9 walking up into the right? If we really wanted to be dickheads. We're giving you a fucking shot, all right? You can't get mad. Next week, L, bro. You're playing the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. That's an L.
We'll take that. We'll take that L.
That's an L there.
I'm glad you signed up for that one, Coach. I'm glad.
There's 5-5 already.
Yeah.
So 5-5 going into week 11. The Raiders in Dallas.
Raiders.
Shit.
I'm bullshit.
I might give you that one.
Oh no, that might be a good game, bro.
6-5.
I actually might call the Raiders on that one, and I don't like them.
And that's a Niner fan saying the Raiders.
You're giving too much credit to
I feel like
you're giving way too much credit to Carr.
Nah, it's morely credit to Gruden. Gruden, a good coach.
You're giving too much.
Nah, he's a good coach. He's a good coach, bro. Like he's a good coach.
He was a good coach.
He was.
I just hate the Cowboys a little more than I hate the Raiders.
All right, now that's a different conversation.
So that's where you and I differ.
No, actually, no. I have a feeling that the Raiders aren't horrible. They've held their own the last few years on. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
They have. Come on, Josh.
Crumbled.
Period.
Their season crumbled.
Bro,
Bay Area fucking hate the Raiders. But they have truly held their own on some level.
Honestly, had the Pittsburgh Steelers not epically collapsed and crumbled the way they did this year, the next worst collapse of the season was the fucking Las Vegas Raiders. It was the next collapse at that year. So I'm actually going to give the Cowboys this one. So we're looking at 6-5 going to week 12. 6-5. Close one. I'll give him that. Close one. Maybe win by 1 or 3 points. I'll give him that. So 6-5.
1 or 3.
New Orleans, week 13 in New Orleans.
That's a W. They winning. The Cowboys winning. Drew Brees not there no more. It's not like it's that team. It's not that team. It's not a He might
so 7-5. 7-5 so far going into week 13. Washington football team.
That's an L.
In Washington.
That's an L. You forgot that defense.
We split the series with Washington.
Hey, and Fitzpatrick is playing for Washington now.
I ain't mad at that.
We split the series.
I ain't mad at that.
With Washington.
Well, there's an L here. So 7-6 going into week 14.
I ain't mad at that.
Giants again. Week 15.
I'm telling you, that's an L. The Giants whooping their ass both times, bro.
Nah, we're not listening to the Giants both.
Bro, you tripping.
That's in New Orleans. I'll split that series.
In New York?
Nah, you ain't splitting them. I'm telling you, the Giants is way better, and they got Saquon back. Y'all barely was dealing with them without Saquon.
He back for now. You don't know what he gonna do the first game like he did last game. He gonna get broke up.
That man done lost weight just like Zeke did. How you gonna sit here and praise Zeke for losing weight? He played the whole fucking year. Saquon was out the whole year, but you gonna say Dak gonna be cool, but Saquon not? He been resting longer than Dak, bro. You tripping? You can't pull straws now. You can't do that.
And for that, that's an L. So was it 7-7 going into week 15? Washington again in week 16.
So we win that one because we split it. We split.
Yeah. He called the split. I was with that. I can see that happen.
So that's what 8-7.
Yeah, 8-7.
8-7 going into week 6. Week 17. Wait a minute. We're off somewhere.
Yeah, you called the wrong week, fam.
I think it's 9-7 that we're looking at right now. 9-7 because there's an extra week.
Yeah.
And then week 17 against the Arizona Cardinals.
That's an L for sure. Kyle in full swing by then, and he got fucking D-Hop full year, and he got another receiver.
9-8.
Second place in the division. At best.
That's basically the equivalent an 8-8 season.
That sounds about right.
9-8 is what we're looking at right here.
He's a wild card.
Eagles last game.
No, the Cardinals.
I'm showing Eagles for the last game. I'm showing like another. Well, they got another week on here.
What am I looking at? I got.
So it was the Cards and then the Eagles, huh? On your last 6.
Well, it's on here. They showing like a week 18 on here, like on their schedule. They got a bye, and then they did they add another weekend?
Yeah, because I think a bunch of teams got 2 buys, bro.
Yeah. So it's only showing the Cowboys got 1 bye. So maybe maybe it's a typo then. But on the schedule I'm seeing it's like a week 18. And
week 18. Okay, so week 18 you got the Eagles. So you beat the Eagles in week 18. So you're still 9-8 essentially. That's the one that I didn't see because I was looking at it going, wait a minute. I'm not seeing the week 18 right now. Okay. So still 9-8 essentially at the end of the year. That's wild card at best.
Presumably 9-8.
No, I said second place.
That's y'all prediction. That's y'all predictions.
That's true. That's true. Very true. Different things could happen.
You're gonna find out week 1 what's gonna happen.
Man, this man said Dak gonna come back cool against a Super Bowl team.
You're gonna lose week 1.
Got the general. I'm talking about of all time. 7
in Tampa.
7 at home. I'm talking about they holding it down just like that motherfucker named Gillette across that bitch. It say Raymond James Stadium though. This man say he's gonna come in our crib beat us. Oh, what? Say excuse me? Full capacity. Full capacity. I'm talking about a whole bunch of drunk motherfuckers. This man say he's gonna come beat us. This man crazy as hell. No DB, not one DB in sight. Not one DB in sight. We got 5 fucking receivers. I'm talking about weapons.
Unproven rookies.
We go 2 tight end set, still kill these boys. Go 3 tight end set, still kill these boys. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is Man City's talking about. That one linebacker can guard one person. Caleb Smith can't guard none of our linebackers, not even Cameron Brate. So we're gonna try to figure this out. We got a lot to figure out. I'm still stuck on week 1. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves. I'm over here tripping out because that shit tripped me out, man. I'm telling you, this man said, I'm trying to figure out how they gonna win. I don't know what he talking about. Zeke think he finna run like that. We ain't have when Zeke did all that and jumped in the bell. We didn't have Devin White. That's something you got to mull over. We didn't have Devin White. nor did we have Vita VA.
Yep.
Have McDonald either. Or Shaq.
I don't know, Matt. I don't know, Matt. I think even with Zeke in the picture and stuff like that, best case scenario and stuff,
you lose by 30. That's best case scenario.
He said by 30.
Best case scenario. You lose by 30. Best case scenario.
Yo, we finna fucking dog somebody out. It might be you. One game this season, you gonna see the Bucks at full swing, and we go dog somebody out. AB got 2 touchdowns. Mike got 2. Godwin got 2. OJ got 2. Gronk might have 1. Maybe got 2. Man,
they're gonna run.
I forgot we got Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones. I'm trying to figure this out.
Oh shit! All right, last topic of the day. Matt 6, or not Matt 6. We just talked about Mr. Country K. What's your topic of the day?
So my topic of the day is we got reports, man. We got reports I saw on ESPN that the Packers are feeling real comfortable with Jordan Love, and they're thinking about moving forward with him. So the whole Aaron Rodgers era is most definitely came to an end, I believe. I think that's over, in my personal opinion, my humble opinion. And they're saying that he's looking great. I feel like great is overstatement. He's saying he's looking good and with the first team, and he's doing well. So I feel like his progression is coming along well. He watched the MVP at work, you know. MVP is going to leave. He's going to go to a team in the AFC, I believe, because I don't think they'll let that happen in the NFC. I think they're going to pull a Julio and send him to the AFC. And then, yeah, Aaron Rodgers might end up at the Jets, bro. I'm the Jets or the Dolphins. That's my real guess right now. Like that's the only thing I can think of. The Jets or the Dolphins. Those are all the teams with picks that's willing to give them up like that and take that risk.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is literally talking about he doesn't care how much he's going to get fined for missing the mandatory OTAs. And, you know, like I said, Live came out. He's like, I'm ready to start week 1 if they need me. That's what they drafted me for. I'm like, good answer. I'm like, but that's completely changing the narrative on what the Packers are going to be looking like this upcoming season. And we still don't even know what's going to be happening with Rodgers. Are they going to trade him, or are they just going to let him basically void this entire year? They're not going to pay him because he didn't show up, like a Le'Veon Bell situation, and he ends up going somewhere else. I have no idea. But that's going to definitely change something in the NFC North for sure. When it comes to teams that are going to be actually good in that division, the Bears are going to be a good team going into that division. As soon as they got rid of Mitchell Trubisky and replaced him with Justin Fields, that was basically their turnaround from missing out on Patrick Mahomes. So the Bears are going to be good. The Vikings are going to be good. Who else is in the NFC North that I'm thinking or not getting right now? You got the Packers. You got the Bears, you got the Vikings, you got the
Detroit Lions.
Yeah, we know that that's not happening ever. Are Detroit Lions cursed?
No. Well, yeah. Yeah.
You think so?
They've been cursed since Barry Sanders, bro. They got the Barry Sanders curse.
They might be cursed since before that, bro. Like they've never been good.
They had Barry Sanders. They had Barry Sanders. They had something to look up to. So I ain't gonna say before that. I'm gonna say after Barry Sanders, the way they did that, man. Look, every single year they had an opportunity to get draft picks, and they could have got a lot better. They got better as they could. I mean, I didn't see that firsthand. I didn't see all of those years firsthand. I had to watch back. So, only thing I can see is them boys really weren't finishing like that. Barry had a bunch of yards, but they weren't finishing in the position they need to finish in, especially with a talent like that. So,
That's but going to Green Bay.
But yeah,
I don't know, Matt. So, all right. So let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say they trade Aaron Rodgers. Where does he go?
I just told
Are
you.
We're looking at an AFC team, you said, right? So what AFC team?
I said either the Jets or the Dolphins because they have the picks to be able to trade for Aaron Rodgers because the Packers are going to try to get a ransom for him. He's like, he just won the MVP, so we need picks. Yes, he's old. A bunch of teams going to be like, man, he's 36. How long we really going to have him? I mean, we expect him to play like Brady. He don't even get down like Brady. He ain't on the pliability shit. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers is a different type of player than Brady. You know what I'm saying?
I don't see him at the Jets, though.
Bro, I'm telling you.
What did the Jets give up to the Packers for Aaron Rodgers? What do the Dolphins give up for? Do they give up Tua? Do they give up?
So here's the
Wilson?
thing.
What?
The thing is, just say hypothetically he goes to the Dolphins, they're not gonna give up Tua because he's still the future. You're only looking at having Aaron Rodgers for like 3 years at max.
But if you're Miami, you've already told Tua or given Tua the keys to the kingdom. Being the quarterback, you've already told him that he's going to be the guy.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, bro, I love Fitzmagic to the heart, but let's be motherfucking serious, bro.
I'm talking about going into this year. Like, you've already told him that.
I got that. You showed the signs by letting Fitzpatrick go, but realistically, who else was his competition other than Fitzpatrick? Like, look how they finished because they threw that team in disarray by starting Tua like they did. That's what I'm saying. They'll try to go for Aaron Rodgers to win. They're trying to win. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Dolphins are trying to win. They got all these picks still. You know what I'm saying? So they could trade, give up like 2 first rounders or first and like a second and some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And be straight. You trying to win now. You win now. At least be in contention. Like say the Dolphins get Aaron Rodgers and don't lose none of their defense and none of their key weapons. Man, they beating the Chiefs.
What about New Orleans?
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you go to New Orleans, I'm gonna be most definitely pissed. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be
because I mean that would give the Saints, you know, a quarterback and stuff like that. Because you really think they want to rely that much on Jameis Winston? Like,
I don't really see him going to New Orleans, though. I just don't see him like being a replacement for Drew Brees. I just don't see
What about Pittsburgh?
Bro, you talking about you putting him in situations where he's gonna be a replacement of somebody. That's why I said teams.
That's the only way it makes sense that he would go there.
No, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Aaron Rodgers is not a replacement himself. He made his own name because Brett ain't win shit in fucking Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers won 1 at least. You know what I'm saying? So he made his own name in Green Bay. He probably trying to go to a place, hey, let me go make my own name. Like low key on some shit that Tom did. Like
I just don't see any team. I just don't see any team right now, really, other than New Orleans or maybe even Houston to kind of maybe Houston and Green Bay make up some sort of deal like Deshaun Watson goes to Green Bay because he doesn't want to be in Houston. Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to be in Green Bay. Boom, flop him. Take him to the AFC East or whatever you do like that. That could happen.
Win too, bro. He want to win too, and that's why I said those teams.
But I'm looking at the rest. I'm looking at the rest of these teams, and none of these teams says that they would be willing to.
But
other than like Pittsburgh, because Big Ben's on his way out. This is probably Big Ben's last year. So if it's like, I don't know, I would look at it this way. If it's the Pittsburgh Steelers, let's say Big Ben gets hurt before the trade deadline. If he's hurt, you know that he's done, especially after that season, especially if he's done for the rest of the year. You trade to get Aaron Rodgers over in Pittsburgh. It sends him to the AFC instead of in the NFC with the Packers. Pittsburgh looks like if certain situations happen, that could be the spot for Aaron Rodgers to go.
Why?
Because
why does that make sense?
The receivers and everything like they have over there in Pittsburgh, I honestly think Aaron Rodgers would do work
over the Dolphins.
Pittsburgh. Over the Dolphins.
The Dolphins have way more weapons.
I'm just saying, like the Dolphins, they're not going to tell Tua to take a back seat again. They've already given him the keys. That's what I'm saying. They've given him the keys to the kingdom. They're not going to be like, all right, you're the number one guy. You're the guy we're investing our future in. And then out of nowhere, oh, by the way, you're going to continue to sit, even though we told you you're going to be our guy for Aaron Rodgers, who's only going to really be here and keep you on the bench for an extra 2 years, basically till the end of your rookie contract. Like Miami's, I don't think they would do that, to be honest. The Jets, they just got Wilson. The only way it would make sense if he goes to the Jets, the only way it makes sense is if the Packers basically trade for Wilson to go to the Jets.
Why? Why are these teams you're trading for a quarterback? Teams already. So think about it. You're saying the Packers already want to move forward with Jordan Love, and you're saying the same argument for the Dolphins, but you're saying that the Packers are going to trade for another quarterback. That's the same thing I'm saying for the Dolphins. What I'm trying to get you to understand is they're not going to trade for fucking Zach because Zach has no potential. You know what I'm saying? You're trading an MVP player. So, yes, you're going to mostly trade for picks. They're looking for long haul because you're still going against Dalvin Cook. You're still going against fucking all these other teams that's in your division. That's going to be tough. Like you unless you're trading for players, which I highly doubt they're going to do, I think they're going to trade for fucking picks to try to bolster their fucking team the next season because they're thinking about future because they already moving. If you're moving forward in the future, you got to build your future. You got to build for that Super Bowl because next year, I'm telling you right now, unless Aaron Rodgers go to a team like you said, like New Orleans, we're winning NFC. I don't give a fuck what the Cowboys do. I don't give a fuck what the Niners do. We can lose some games in between. It don't matter to me. I don't think we're going undefeated, but we winning the NFC. Like all we got to do is get to the playoffs, like I said last year, because we still got Brady. Barring injury, Brady doesn't get hurt. Knock on wood. You know what I'm saying? Brady doesn't get hurt. We're winning the NFC again because we have a full complete team.
What do you think, Joe? Where Aaron Rodgers, like where would he, in your opinion, if he had to go somewhere, like where do you think he would end up going? That might be a good fit. Like I said, the way I'm looking at it, I don't know, but you could have a spot here that I'm not thinking about.
I mean, the Dolphins are a good team. Honestly, I was kind of looking at them to do better this year than they did last year.
The Dolphins?
Mm-hmm. I like honestly, and I've never really looked at the Dolphins like, oh, that's a winning team. You know what I mean? I've never really looked at them that way. But last year they actually showed a lot of potential, and if they get the right type of people onto their team this year, whether it's small trades, big trades, I mean, hopefully not any big trades, but maybe some small trades and stuff like that, I think that they can actually go pretty deep this year.
And Miami getting Aaron Rodgers would put them in a we're trying to win it now situation.
I tell you.
It's always a we're trying to win it now situation, though.
That's true. I mean, not for certain teams. Not for certain teams.
But I mean, you always got to have that mentality, anyways, though.
But when you're talking about teams that haven't been to the playoffs or haven't been actually contending for a Super Bowl for like a long period of time, when they have news or any sort of whiff that they have potentially a really good team that can make a deep run, most of those teams make those trades to get them to the point we try to win it now for as long as we have these guys.
Yeah.
So Miami could actually
me, they came out of left field last year to do that good.
Fitzy did well.
Telling you.
Fitzy did well. Yeah. He got those 8 games.
That's all some people need.
took care of the rest.
I feel like him and Tyler Heineke gonna be the whole battle for the first spot in Washington. That's
you got that kind of faith in Heineke, huh? That one game sold you on Heineke?
Bro, they almost beat us, dog. Like, for real. They almost beat us for real. Now that this shit over when we won the bowl, they almost beat us for real. That defense.
Now that it's all over, you can admit that you got a little credit that you were getting a little sweaty.
Oh yeah, I was sweating under my pits, arms, and chesty, like fucking that commercial, the body spray X. Shout out to y'all. But yeah, bro, I'm telling you, like Fitzpatrick, he ended up starting because he's a veteran. He knows how to manage the offense. But at the same time, Heineke was really out there. He was just young, and he played a playoff game against the fucking Bucks. That was on an undefeated streak at the time. I'm just saying, at the time, we was on an undefeated streak. We were playing very well. We were clicking on all cylinders, and he almost beat us. So that's something to marvel. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you evaluating players. So that's why they got the battle they got for quarterback. It's like, all right, look, the kid did well, but that could be just like first time. We're gonna see what he got. At the same time, we're gonna bring in Fitzpatrick, sign him this money. He deserved that because, you know what I mean? He did his thing. He deserved that. But at the same time, I feel like him and Heineke going to be going back and forth. And Heineken going to end up probably playing the Cowboys, and he going to beat the Cowboys, and then he going to end up winning the spot. That game, he beat the Cowboys. I'm telling you, they going to split. Because you're going against
That's just like, you get the fuck out of here with that. I saw that look immediately. Like,
I didn't look up because I'm like, I'm gonna just get this shit off because I know he gonna look at me crazy. Wasn't even paying attention.
I'm like, this guy really did, man. Yeah, but it's a big situation out there. I mean, in Green Bay. I mean, if Jordan Love gets the job and he does well, I mean, he had 1 year to really look under an MVP season, essentially. You know, because that's exactly what happened. So maybe Jordan Love does come out and do well. So, I mean, if that happens for the Packers, good for them. Not only are they not having to pay Aaron Rodgers, but that would be I think that would make Aaron Rodgers look the worst. If he literally decided, oh, yeah, I'll take the pay cut, but you're not going to win without me type of approach. Mm-hmm. Like, he's not going to get paid for the whole year, and then Jordan Love still takes him to the playoffs, possibly wins the division, but at least gets him to the playoffs. That would basically be like, well, Rodgers, you sat out, but they didn't need you. It turns out you were just complaining for no reason. We could have whoever we wanted, and we had the team we needed. That's like the best case scenario for the Green Bay Packers organization, as a slap in the face to Aaron Rodgers to be like, fuck you. We knew what we were doing. You just didn't perform when you needed to perform. That's essentially what it would say. But if the Packers have a horrible season, and I mean, it further proves that, yeah, you had Aaron Rodgers, but you didn't give him the weapons that he needed. There's two narratives that could be won here by the end of the season. And it all depends on, really, Jordan Love. If Jordan Love can get some the wins, he can prove management right. If he doesn't, he proves Aaron Rodgers right. In the end, it's all a fun story to watch. But, and before we get out of here, I want to give you quick updates on what's going on in the NBA right now. The Phoenix Suns have just beaten the Denver Nuggets to officially lockout sweep. Took out Denver.
Boy, Chris Paul.
Is it Jokic? Is it Jokic? Jokic?
Yeah, he got thrown out. Yeah.
Jokic got ejected after a hard foul. Flagrant 2 foul, they called it. So late in the fourth quarter, obviously frustration. So Phoenix is going on. So I'm telling you, Phoenix is going to be a team that might make the finals this year and surprise. Devin Booker's a fucking beast, dude. That dude's a monster. Milwaukee won today to tie the series 2-2 against Brooklyn. They won 107-96. Yeah, Kyrie got hurt and fucked up his ankle. He might be done for the series, bro.
That's a wrap.
So it's going to be up to Harden and KD basically to
Harden back
to pull it together. Is Harden back?
He wasn't back. Unless he came back this game, but he went back.
This is going to be that moment in time then that KD's going to prove that he can do it himself.
No, this right here got to prove that, hey, you say you're the best player on the planet.
Yeah,
I think KD nice as hell, but I don't think he, honestly, even though the man old as shit, I still think LeBron is the most valuable player on this damn rock right now.
I was telling Mav 6 before we started the show, if fucking Giannis only knew how to shoot, if he knew how to shoot as well as doing everything that he currently does, he would be better than KD. KD can score and everything basically any way that he wants. He's one of the best scorers of all time. That's bar none. But fucking he's never been able to prove that he can do it himself. So this is that whole thing that it would basically stop the narrative that you needed Steph and all that stuff in the Warriors to win the finals. You couldn't do it on your own. So this is his opportunity that he's going to have to beat a pretty good Milwaukee team. And Giannis is still one of the better players in the NBA. So series is tied 2-2 going into the next game. Atlanta and Philadelphia. Philly's leading that series 2-1. They're playing, I think it's Monday. Yeah, so tomorrow. Like I said, 2-1. I kind of want to see, like I said in the beginning, I would like to see Atlanta and Phoenix in the finals. But then I look at teams like Utah, and I kind of want Utah to be in there too. Mm-hmm. And Utah and the Clippers. Utah's winning 2-1.
Yeah.
I mean, the Clippers were down 2-0 at the last series, and they pulled out and won the whole thing. So the Clippers can always come back and win it. Don't ever count Kawhi Leonard out ever.
No.
So, I mean, that could be. Even though the Lakers aren't in it, the Warriors aren't in it. Pretty much all the big name, big market teams aren't in it. It's still a pretty fucking interesting playoff picture that's happening in the NBA right now. It's actually pretty damn exciting. Because it takes the whole, all right, now who can get it? We know it takes the whole narrative, all right, we know LeBron's going to make it. That's what kind of make it less exciting, so LeBron made it every single year. Or it was the Warriors versus LeBron every single year. It kind of took excitement out of the finals because you knew who was going to be there. So now that it's a playoff picture like this, pretty fucking interesting, and I hope it can stay competitive like this because, it's good for the league, to be honest with you. Predictions right now
for the finals. Pick two teams for the finals.
If I had to look at it right now, the Suns and the Jazz, Suns and Utah.
They're in the same conference, bro.
They're in the same conference?
Yeah, they're both in the West.
Then they're going to be the Western Conference Finals. Utah and Phoenix.
NBA Finals.
NBA Finals? Fuck, dude, Atlanta's going to have to prove a lot.
They're not winning their shit. Atlanta not winning this series, bro, so you might as well just go and cancel Christmas on that.
What? Phoenix and Philly.
There you go. There you go.
Phoenix and Philly.
There you go. Now I agree with that. What do you guys think?
Yeah. What do you think, Matt Six?
I'd say Utah, Milwaukee.
Not bad either.
That's solid picks.
That's not bad either. What do you think, Jen?
I don't know. I'm looking at it right now, and was it the Bucks?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Bucks probably they look to be doing really good. Who's not in their division?
So you're looking at the Bucks and either the Clippers, Utah, or Phoenix.
Who's the Jazz?
Utah.
Utah, Milwaukee. Utah. That might not be a bad matchup either.
It's not a bad matchup. The only reason why I didn't pick Utah because Michael Conley is still out and Donovan Mitchell got hurt. in the fourth quarter.
Mitchell got hurt?
He got hurt in the fourth quarter, I heard. So that's the only reason why I ain't pick. That's why I ain't pick Utah. But Utah is a good pick. Healthy. They healthy, that's a very good pick. But I feel like because they're not 100% healthy, I feel like Chris Paul and Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton gonna pull it out.
That's if Chris Paul can stay healthy. I just have a feeling
That's
like
true.
next series he gonna get hurt. He like he like one basket away from a major injury. I'm like, that dude, man.
You never know with him.
Right.
Never know with him.
That's what makes those picks so hard.
Yeah.
Like that's what makes those picks so hard for the West. Because it's like Kawhi, y'all boys is playing terrible, and Paul George, you're horrible. Like I've been saying, Paul George, you're horrible.
Damn.
Hard. Makes it extremely hard.
Yeah. So Utah's bid for the final, they're saying it right here, basically hinges on Mitchell and Conley on whether or not they can get back.
Yeah.
Tell you.
So, but Booker a problem though, because I'll be playing like NBA 2K and I'll be playing with the Lakers, and every time I gotta play these fools, man, I dread having to guard this fool. I'm like, man, I'll be like glad when the second quarter, like let that fool sit on the bench for a minute. But I still end up winning.
Devin Booker is.
That's the.
Dude, I think he's gonna be that guy that.
It's Coco Mamba. Coco Mamba. Like Mocha Mamba.
Can Devin Booker be the guy to bring Chris Paul his first NBA title?
Yes. I think it can happen. If the Nets lose and you got to play Milwaukee, I feel like nobody on Milwaukee can handle D Books. That's the only problem.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Very true.
They can't handle him. So that's why I said if Philly go, you got Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons height-wise, and you got Doc Rivers. So Doc Rivers knows exactly how Chris Paul play. I feel like if it's Philly and Phoenix, I'm picking Philly because I feel like Doc Rivers knows Chris Paul. And I feel like Ben Simmons can guard D Books.
Hey, but to you guys' point though on Chris Paul, like that literally like I know not a lot of people are talking about, but that's a fucking concern with Chris Paul and his injury set, like how he is after every game. Is he good to go? Like does he get hurt? Does he fuck up an ankle? That's literally a concern. We would never wish that on anybody. But just with the track record of Chris Paul, you know, when's the last time that Chris Paul went to the finals?
He's never been to the finals.
This is second conference. This is second appearance.
He's only
second appearance in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
So he's never gone this deep into the play. He rarely has gone this deep into the playoffs since he's started.
Yeah. And
he usually gets hurt at the beginning of the playoffs or, at some point during there before he even gets to the Western Conference Finals. That's the track record of Chris Paul. But I think Devin Booker is just that good to the point where it takes so much off of Chris Paul to get to that point to where he can be able to go that extra mile.
It's also Phoenix itself, because I forgot that Phoenix long, like cliche, or like I don't know what they call it, but they said that Phoenix had the fountain of youth, because you remember when Grant Hill went there and he fucking extended his career for so much longer, and fucking it was a lot of players that was going to Phoenix and extended their career, and it's like it's the way they train out there in Phoenix, and it helps them get healthy. You know what I'm saying? And to your Chris Paul point, Chris Paul lost. He got injured. They would have won against the Warriors if he didn't get injured, because they were up against the Warriors. It was like 3-2, I think it was, and then they ended up losing the next two games. So I feel like Chris Paul will win it this time because he got DeAndre Ayton, D Books, and Dario Saric. I like Dario Saric a lot. I don't know why. I just like his game.
It's going to be a very interesting playoff picture. I'm enjoying it. It's actually pretty interesting to watch now. And now that I know that it could be a new team to finally walk away with the trophy, one of these up and coming superstars that have been really living in the shadow of LeBron and Steph and all these guys for all this period of time. The young guys can actually step up and prove their worth. And this is a pretty cool situation for every single one of those guys, to be honest with you.
People are going to be in trouble next year because the Lakers are going to have a solid pick in the draft.
Really? Even after losing in the first round?
Yeah. They're going to have the middle of the draft pick. Like, they're going to be a low team. They're going to be a low team, so they still going to be able to get a decent player. Y'all going to be tripping. LeBron going to probably officially move to point guard. For real. And they probably bring Schroeder off the bench. And they probably trade Kuzma.
Hey, get rid of Schroeder.
Chris Paul.
Well, you
had
need
37.7
scrappy
assists.
at point guard off the bench for sure.
Chris Paul had 37.7 assists, 3 rebounds. Booker had 34 points and 10 rebounds.
The boys had 70 points. Stop playing.
Yeah, Chris Paul. But I was sitting there watching the game while we were doing it. Chris Paul out there balling. That fool wasn't missing nothing. That fool was shooting was going in.
I think there's something here. It says Chris Paul was like one of the 3 oldest players or something like that to score 35 points in a playoff. Oh, here it is. Chris Paul records the season high 37 points in a series clinching scenario. CP3 is the 3rd oldest player in NBA history to score 35 points in a playoff game with 37.
Chris Paul get a ring this year. I'm going to get every color of Phoenix jersey of his. I got to get him. Chris Paul, bro. I'm telling you, I've been a fan of Chris Paul. Chris Paul helped me dribble better as an athlete. So here's the thing, like when I play with my friends, like basketball, like pick up when I used to play, they said I played like a point guard. I was like, well, my team in high school, we only had 3 bigs, so all of us had to dribble. And I used to watch Chris Paul videos to learn how to dribble and pass better. Chris Paul, I've been a fan, man. I would need Chris Paul to win 1 ring at least.
Charles Barkley is fucking loving this right now. Charles Barkley is having a good ass time right now.
he won his only MVP in Phoenix.
Never won a title, but he's always been a Phoenix fan. He's always said he's against like super teams and stuff like that too. Could you wouldn't even consider Phoenix a super team?
Phoenix who?
Nah.
Would you?
Now? Fuck no. Where's the super team at? How did they build?
They would consider Brooklyn a super team because of KD, Kyrie, Harden,
Blake Griffin, like bro, DeAndre Jordan, like bro.
Well, what I'm saying is with the other 3 guys. Usually, a super team is based off 3 players.
No, super teams are 3 or more players. So when they said the Heat had a super team, we also had Ray Allen. We also had who else we had on our squad? Damn, I forgot my name.
You had Wade, you had Allen, you had Bosh.
No, I mean outside of those 3. Outside of those 3, we had Ray Allen, we had Shane Battier, we had fucking we had a bunch of players
at that time.
Man. Anyway, it was morely just players that were great at their time at a specific spot. Like Shane Battier was good at defense and riling people up. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a good like tweener. You know what I mean? Like he'll play the 3 and the 4, a couple corner threes, and fucking play good defense.
That's true.
So Brooklyn is a super team because they literally formed that team together. Because if LaMarcus Aldridge wouldn't have got hurt, they would have had his ass too. You know what I'm saying? If he ain't had that life-threatening injury, come on, bro. That's a super team.
That's true.
The Warriors was a super team.
Yeah, but that was a drafted super team.
No, it wasn't.
Before KD? Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. Even before KD, it wasn't. Y'all didn't have Raja Bell. Y'all didn't draft Raja Bell. He was drafted by the Phoenix Suns. Y'all didn't have fucking
Steph,
Clay,
Draymond. All 3 of those guys were drafted.
Okay, those are 3 players. Everybody else that played in your team, Andrew Bogut was not drafted by the Warriors. I'm trying to get you to understand. Like before KD, y'all didn't draft all those guys. Y'all drafted y'all key players, our core players. I agree with you on that. But those your bench players, the reason why y'all was good because those players get off the court
deep,
and you had players
bench.
come on.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't draft none of those guys. So it's like I get what you're saying, but a lot of those players y'all didn't draft. A lot of players got to get picked up, but that's what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it happens like that.
Makes sense. Fair enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the end of the show here, we want to thank you guys again for hanging out with us for episode 71. Nice little episode, good time. I think that's how we're going to kind of set it up. We're just going to do topics each one by one. Kind of the flow seemed pretty good right there. Everyone was engaged. Everything was good. So I think that's how we might keep it. Mad Six every week might have a fucking Dallas Cowboy topic that we're going to be forced to talk about every week. So, if he does that,
that's going to talk about how they beat your Niners next week. That's next week's topic. Okay?
Well, all right. I might. You know what? I don't.
I like how you said
that. Analyze that game.
Little play-by-play.
Shit. The way you said that was hilarious.
I'm done with you.
We're gonna beat your Niners, okay?
We're gonna talk about that next week. All right. Yeah. And I'm gonna sit here and tell you why you're full of shit.
I'm on the kick return.
Terrible. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. You guys already know the episode brought to you guys by Raise Energy. Go to repsports.com, reppsports.com to get that Raise Energy. Use the promo code ALPHARAISE to get that 15% off. They got a new flavor coming out, strawberry lemonade flavor. Oof. Excited. They have pretty much the best energy drinks I've ever had. So again, go reppsports.com. Use the promo code ALPHARAISE, get that 15% off. You can get them at a GNC and Vitamin Shop as well. You're just not going to get the discount. So go get the discount. Help us out here at the podcast, and we'd heavily appreciate it. Thank you guys for hanging out again. For myself, for Miss Jen, for DJ Matchsticks, for the 610 Beast, Mr. Chunky K. We will see you guys next week. Deuces.
Hey.
Hurry up and say it, K.
Oh, the fucking lawnmower, the Aloha guys.
Oh, all right. Bye, guys.